Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Tim. We got AC here and KJ, the original three on the show. This is a Cash Kelly and AC Sports Report. And what we're going to do here, we did the first two previews, the Saturday previews, the Broncos and the Patriots and the 49ers and the Saints already. We're going to be doing the Texans and the Ravens. Coming off a bye are the Ravens, and then the Texans obviously had a huge game last week in their first ever playoff game, defeating the Cincinnati Bengals. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down the time that these first two teams met, or the first time that these two teams met during the regular season, and then we will get to our predictions for this game. So first time that they met was on October 17th, so obviously early in the season. The thing to remember is that the Texans still had Matt Schaub at that point, and the final score is 29-14. I gotta be honest, with TJ Yates playing now, and the fact that the Ravens won 29-14, that doesn't look good. The thing to remember, though, is that was before Arian Foster really got going this season. I mean, in that game, Foster had 15 carries for 49 yards, and we know that he's really picked it up since then. Ben Tate in that game had 9 carries for 41 yards. Joe Flacco, who's been very outspoken this week, and there's been a lot of things going on with Joe Flacco. And let me read you off a couple of the quotes he had this week. This is from CBS Sports. Here, it says, if you look at teams that won, yeah, you can look at the quarterbacks, but that's just because you guys, ESPN, that's what he says, everybody wants to pump them up as being the best quarterback that year. It's really going to come down to what team is the best. And I hate to put it to you guys, but I couldn't agree more with that quote, and ESPN does pump things up just for ratings. The second part, he says, I don't care if people look at it that way, and he's reacting to people saying that he would be along for the ride the way Trent Dilfer was, which, let's be honest, Joe Flacco is a pretty solid quarterback. He's not elite, but he's a lot better than Trent Dilfer. And you guys want everyone to beat Tom Brady, but do you guys realize that... sorry, I had some audio playing there from something. Blame NFL.com for that one. Anyway, Flacco goes on to basically say, look, this is a team game. I know I'm not the best quarterback in the NFL, but that, the team's going to have to win this game and get this done. KJ, we'll start with you. What do you see happening in this game?
I think it's going to be a good game. I see Arian Foster blowing it up just like last week. I know the Ravens defense is a great rushing defense, a great overall defense all the time, and everybody knows that. That's what they're known for. I think Joe Flacco, being the outspoken guy he was this week, I think that's a good motivation for his team. I think that he needs to be more of a leader and get things going like that, and he hasn't done that in the past in the playoffs with his 4-3 record. I mean, I think it's going to help them in the long run. I see Andre Johnson had a nice week last week at 90 yards and a touchdown, which is pretty good from TJ Yates. I mean, TJ Yates is no Matt Schaub, and I mean, their earlier loss in the season is maybe gave the Ravens a big head in this game, which can lead to their demise, and I really don't know where that's going to go, but I had the Texans winning this game. I think it's going to be a close game until the end, but I think Arian Foster is going to be the biggest factor in this game, and I have the Texans at a 24-17 win in regulation, so I think it's going to be a really good game, though.
AC, what do you think?
Hey, I mean, this is a game where you got two really solid defenses. You got the Ravens, who have always had a good defense, and then the Texans, which last week against Andy Dalton and the Bengals showed that they can step up in the playoffs, and that they're legit and they're a real playoff team here. You got guys like Brian Cushing and J.J. Watt stepped up big last week. So, I think my biggest thing is the Texans putting pressure on Joe Flacco and also stopping the run, because we know Ray Rice can be a boss at times and can really tear defenses up. So I think controlling the running game and putting pressure on Joe Flacco will be the biggest thing in this game.
I think the biggest thing in this game is, can TJ Yates really step up? Let's be honest, TJ Yates did not play that well last week. He really did not impress me at all. And I like Arian Foster a lot. I like the fact that they have this huge running game. But I think that the Ravens are going to be able to get this done. I think that if you can shut down the running game, you shut down the Texans' offense, because TJ Yates is not going to beat you throwing. He's going to manage the game and do what he has to do. But there's no way that he is going to beat you throwing. I think Ray Rice has a big game in this. I think Joe Flacco, Anquan Bolden, and Torrey Smith connect for a few touchdowns. And I see the Ravens winning this game. It's tough first score in this one, too. I'm going to go 20-14. So, anything else you guys want to get in there on this video?
I just want to say that,
you want to hear my prediction, I guess?
Came in with
Yeah, just a sec.
Rather late time and nobody really expected him to ever play this season. I think he has stepped up in a way. I think that he will hold his own. I mean, if it does get in a pressure situation where he has to lead them on a game-winning drive, which could be very hard because you can't really run the ball to do that. I mean, I think he'll do a good job with what you said with possession and everything like that. But it does come down to defense, and if they can stop Ray Rice and Joe Flacco and all the things they do on offense, but if they can hold Ray Rice to under 100 yards, I think they'll do just fine. I think that the Texans' offense will be able to score enough to win the game.
All right, AC, what's your prediction on this game?
I'm actually going to go with the Texans in this game. I'd call it my upset of the week. I'm going to go with the Texans 24-17, just because I think they have a lot of drive and I think they have a lot to prove right now. And this is the game to do it, really. And I think you're going to see some kind of role-playing guys step up, maybe guys that don't normally have big games. Maybe it is TJ Yates. Maybe he gets the job done when it counts. Maybe he has a really big game. But I don't know. I'm going to go with the Texans 24-17, though.
And the interesting thing about if the Texans do win this week is it probably seals that TJ Yates could potentially end up being the starting quarterback for this team beyond just this season. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm Tim, he's AC and KJ. We will be here to react for all the NFL games this weekend. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, youtube.com/MrCalstar, Twitter @CashCallinAC, and Facebook.com/CashCallinACR. I'm Tim for AC and KJ. We'll see you later.